Good afternoon, everybody. It's that time again. It's our assembly. I've got medals, I've got certificates, I've got work, I've got all sorts of things. It's a very, very busy one. And I'll show you in a bit, I have new books. More about that in a bit. Okay, do you remember last week at the start of the assembly, we were talking about bullying. It was anti-bullying week, and I was telling you about how Miss Lucas, Miss Beachy and I went across to the cathedral, and there was a lovely performance and all about anti-bullying. And we talked about in assembly how we treat that at LIPA Primary School. And I finished by talking about LIPA values. Do you remember? I said, if we had an incident at school, the first thing I would say to that bully is I would look them square in the eyes and say, LIPA values. But what does that mean? You know, in 2014, LIPA Primary School did not exist. It wasn't a thing. The building was here. That's been here since about 1995, I think, but there's no LIPA Primary School. So we, together, have built LIPA values. And I was thinking about this. It's how we talk to each other. It's what we expect of each other. It's how we act in school, around school, at the end of school, how we behave. But also the other thing that I thought, that it's more than that. If you're a LIPA Primary School person, it's not just having LIPA values in between 9 o'clock and 3:30. It's having it out there as well. Because there's no point being a brilliant person in here, holding the door open for your friend, looking after them, and then out there, not applying those rules as well. Now, I think I've told you before, 3 of my favourite jobs are the start of the day and the end of the day. Perhaps not on a day like today where it's raining, but let's not worry about that, because that's when I see lots and lots of children coming into school who are really happy to come in, very positive. Often they run into school because they're so motivated, and I get lots of good mornings and chats and that sort of stuff with children demonstrating LIPA values. And it's the same at the end of the day. One of my other favourite things is just walking around school. And I'll meet people in corridors, or I'll go into classrooms, and again, the LIPA values comes through when I talk to people, talk to teachers, see work, and all of that kind of thing. And it's about LIPA values. Now, somebody once gave me some really good advice, that they said, whoever you're talking to, Mr. Parker, try at that point, it could be a child, it could be a teacher, it could be somebody on the phone from another school. Try and make them feel that they are the most important person. And that's sometimes quite tricky to do, especially when you're really busy, or you've got work to do, or you're not feeling great. But it's something good to do. So when you're talking to somebody, try and make them feel as important as you possibly can. What can get in the way? What can stop us doing this? When does it sometimes break down? I think something that is a problem now that wasn't a problem when I was 7 or 11 or 12 or whatever is social media. And I've talked about this before, and I've said social media is great. You know, I can see what my family, happy Thanksgiving everybody, are doing in America. And, you know, they went out for tea last night. Actually, they went to one of my cousin's house, and they had turkey and all that sort of stuff. You know, and I could see that on the pictures. I really like Twitter, because I can still select all of the people or all of the football clubs that I like to follow, and I can see what news they're putting out. I don't tweet because that's my choice, I don't want to, but I just like seeing what news is out there. But sometimes good people who go on social media, who, you know, they may not be part of our school, but they're definitely adhere to the LIPA values kind of idea. They act in a way that isn't them. Now, I'll give you one example that really disappointed me about a week ago. I'm not going to tell you who it was, but it was quite a famous local sportsman who put out a tweet. And the content of the tweet really, really disappointed me, because I kind of know this person, and I know they're a good person, but the tweet wasn't right. It just wasn't right, and it wasn't them. And it just made me think, that's a good person, and that's a bad thing to say. It's a bad choice. And I think that when you're walking around school, because everything's about choices, isn't it? And you might think to yourself, oh no, I'll stop myself, that's a bad choice. Do people think of that when they're on social media? Do they think that way? Because we've got to. We've got to apply the same rules. If you're making choices, should I put that tweet out? Should I send that message? Now, in school, you might think, gosh, I would never say that to that person, it would upset them. But some people do it on social media, and I don't get it. We've got to apply the same rules. Some of you know that before I came here, I used to do lots of work helping schools across the country. And I also, at the same time, used to do some work with people who were learning to be teachers. And unfortunately, I had to sometimes deal with the ones who made bad choices. And it was amazing that when those people who were learning to be students made bad choices, it was often around social media. And I remember one particular case where it was a boy, it was a young man rather, and he was doing really well. He was near to the end of his training programme to be a teacher, and he was getting great reports, and he would have got a job in a school. And he put out something on social media that was very, very, very wrong. So he came to see me, and I remember it vividly, and this is probably about 10 years ago, and I said to him, would you stand in the middle of Ormskirk, which is a town in West Lancashire where Edge Hill is, and I said, would you say that? Would you shout that out? He said, oh no, Greg, I would never do that. And I said, well, on social media, doing it that way, it's worse. And he kind of thought, oh gosh, yeah. And to cut a long story short, he couldn't continue because of what he put on social media and the professional standards that we expect of teachers, not just here but in every school. I had to say, I'm sorry, but you cannot continue on this course and you cannot be a teacher. So that choice that he made, he was a good person who made a horrendous choice. He could not be a teacher. So something to think about. And, you know, as we get older, it's remembering as well that all of these things, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, they all have age restrictions. Now, as teachers, we cannot stop you going on these things. But, for example, WhatsApp is 13. So, in theory, nobody in this school, including our high school children, should be on WhatsApp. It's 13. We cannot stop you doing that. What we've got to do as a school, and we'll try our best to do it, is when you are old enough to go on WhatsApp or Instagram, that you're able to act in a way that you do in school, in a LIPA values sort of way. Okay? So that's our plan for today. All right, let's talk about other things. It's a rainy Liverpool morning, isn't it? But, you know, you've seen the books, you've been in here, but that's you two on the turntable. But they're getting a bit low. However, we've had a delivery. There's the packaging. We've started to unpack them. Do you want to have a little look? Got Horrid Henry. What are they? Something else. Roald Dahl down there. What's that? Bit of Shakespeare. Michael McPurgo. Tabby McTab. These are all sets of books, by the way. Marcus Rashford, You Are a Champion, you might fancy that. There's actually a box that literally has just arrived. I don't know what's in that, but it is books. And if you're a Percy Jackson fan, you'll be glad that we've got those. So, if you're coming to choose a book this afternoon, you will have lots more choice. And I believe Miss Williams told me there is more to come. So yeah, there you go. If you've won a book, you don't know who's won a book yet, but you soon will do. You've got a mega choice today, which will be fantastic. All right, shout outs. Remember, if you get a shout out, it's a big deal. And also remember, if you get a shout out, tell your mum and dad when they pick you up on a Friday, and you can watch it on YouTube at home. And how proud would they be there? Mr. Flanagan, he says, please can I give a big shout out to Enzo? Well done, Enzo, in Lambananas class. He's worked so hard in project-based learning this week and was able to find where all the countries were on the blank map. Well done. I like that kind of geography and finding countries. And Mr. Flanagan says he was very impressed. Mrs. Lucas, she says, can I give a shout out to Ivy in year 5? Good shout out. Ivy always comes into school, I've noticed, with a very positive attitude. But Mrs. Lucas says she's so kind, positive, and whenever I see her, she has a big smile and is always been so caring towards different children in our school. She is a wonderful LIPA role model. Miss Atherton, excuse me. Addison, please, in year 4 for working incredibly hard this week across maths and English within groups and independently. Great job, Addison. Miss Wright, been a busy week for year 2, and she said, please can all of the year 2 team, all of the teachers and teacher assistants, give all of the year 2 children a huge shout out for their amazing work in phonics this week. It's been a busy week doing that silly test. They have really blown us away. We are so very proud of them. Well done. Miss McGee, she said, can I have a shout out for Cora, please? Cora is such a pleasant member of the year 2 class who brings so much joy and happiness to our class. She always gives 100% and is such a lovely friend to everyone. Every teacher needs a Cora in their class. Wow, how lovely is that? Miss Berry, please could you do a shout out to William, please, for trying really hard in maths, especially using the column method for addition and exchanging 1s and 10s. Also to Fleur for consistently following our LIPA values and always considering and supporting her friends. And it's a 3-in-1 this, Miss Berry. Jessica, who's a champion learner due to her impeccable attitude, engagement in lessons. She constantly strives to improve her work by giving 100% in everything she does. All right, Miss Coyle, she's got 2. Can I please give a shout out to Hallie in the Bertie class? Hallie's been a great captain persistent in phonics. She independently wrote the sentence, the cat sat on a log. Remember, it's reception. That's great. Well done, Hallie, you are a superstar and the team are so proud of you. And Miss Coyle again, she says, in the Bella class, can I give a shout out to Felix? Felix has grown immensely in confidence and I'm so proud of him. Well done, Felix. Felix, you have become such a brilliant captain collaborative and always work brilliantly as part of a team. Felix does this brilliantly when we're doing small group work with our friends. Well done, Felix, she says. You are a wonderful role model to our LIPA values. Just what we talked about at the start of assembly. Stand up if you've had a birthday. Birthdays are big things when you're in primary school. Eva, I know, has had a birthday this week because I know you had a birthday party on Tuesday, I think. So yeah, stand up if you had a birthday party. Give them a clap. What did you get? What's your favourite present? What was number 2 present? Okay. What did you do? Did you have a party? Did you do anything? Did you go for a meal? What did you do? Okay, get your singing boots on, everybody. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday if you've had a birthday this week. Happy birthday to you. Congratulations, everybody, if you've had a birthday. Teachers, get ready to press pause because it's that. Well done, everybody. If you got one of those, please show me at the end of the day. This is big. Remember, we have 16 classes in our school, so only 16 people get those. 16 people out of 414 children. That's not a lot. Okie dokie. Get your whiteboards out, get your pieces of paper out, okay? Because it's maths time. Work as a pair, work with your friends. Come on, nail this. I want everybody focused. I know that some of the hard questions might be a bit tricky for the little ones, but we can have a go. We can talk about it. Question 1, I'm looking. Year 3, at the back? Come on, have a go at this. Year 6, yeah, at the back there. Come on, whiteboard, pen. Right, let's do it. So I've noticed that in school this week we've been doing a heck of a lot of work, and I've seen some of it, I've got it here, about long division. And again, long division is about sharing. There's that beautiful link to multiplication. It's about problem solving, and it's about seeing connections. And again, looking at the work that I've seen this week, I can see that the children in our school love maths. And I keep saying to you, I didn't love maths. Why didn't I love maths? Because I didn't see the connections. My teachers didn't help me to love it. Anyway, question 1. They're all about division. They get harder. 6 children are at a party. If there are 12 cakes, mini ones, how many cakes do they get each? They get harder, all right? I expect everyone to got that right, like that. Question 2. If I had 40 sweets on my desk, I've actually got more. But anyway, if I have 40 sweets on my desk and I've got 8 children sitting around it, would they be able to have an equal number? That's 2. 3. If 8 times 9, listen to this, if 8 times 9 is 72, what is 72 divided by 9? Use your multiplication division link. And the last one, a problem. As you know, I like football, but I like rugby as well, rugby league especially. A rugby league team has got 17 players in, including the substitutes. 13 players, 14 on the bench. If a team wins the cup and they share the £25,000 prize money between all the players, how much would they receive to the nearest pound? All right, here's your answers. Question 1. You may need to press pause and put me on in a minute. Here's your answers. 6 children at a birthday party, 12 cakes. How many do they have each? 2 each. Question 2. If I had 40 sweets on my desk, 8 children sitting around it, would they be able to have an equal number? The answer to that question is yes. It is not 5. If you're put 5, you'll get a big cross. Now you're thinking, but they get 5 each. That wasn't the question. You've got to be careful with maths. The question was, will they get an equal number each? Yes, they would. The fact that it's 5 isn't part of the answer. If 8 times 9 is 72, what's 72 divided by 9? It's 8. Use your multiplication division facts. And a rugby team's got 17 players, including the subs. If a team wins the cup and they share the £25,000 prize money between all the players, how much do they get each to the nearest pound? And I bet I've caught somebody out with this. They will get £1,471 each. Okay, teachers, get your fingers ready because it's time for Maths and Reading Awards. Let's do it and press pause. Congratulations. Remember, only 16 of these and 16 of these get given out. Well done to everybody. It is a massive deal. Okay, well done again to those Maths Award winners, the Reading Award winners. Jokes. Apologies to my OLJRCs. I didn't get to you this week, but to choose the jokes, but I did have quite a lot. So, excuse me, if these are your jokes, thank you very much. Keep them coming. The top 3 this week were, why couldn't the pony sing a lullaby? Why? Because she was a little horse. Number 2, why did the dinosaur cross the road? Have a think about that. The answer, because the chicken wasn't born yet. Dinosaurs, prehistoric, remember? 3, what's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Imagine, have a bite, find a worm. What's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Finding half a worm in your apple. Think about that one. Golden tickets. All right, so I've had so many children this week say to me, Mr. Parker, I'm on gold. And you know what it means? You go on the spinny wheel, we spin the spinny wheel, and people come and choose books. And we've got new books, as you know. So we've sent out an email. I think we've got 7 winners this week. So if you're a winner, come on down to the room. The door will be open. I may be in. If you're in, if I'm in, we'll have a chat. If not, come in anyway and choose your book so you can take it home tonight. Very well done to our golden ticket winners. Teachers, please let them know who has won. Okay, book look time. We got Year 5 and 4 this week. Thank you. Some super work. I'm going to read this for you. So this was a persuasive piece of writing which I think is stunning. And it was all about persuading Miss Atherton to get an elf on the shelf. Now, we know about persuasive writing, so it goes, I know the way other children might be saying no, but just think about it, she says. Look at this. Are you ever focusing? Look, it's hard to explain, but at least let me express myself. I know, I'm expressing myself, but please, can we have an elf? The staff will help. Oh, yes, the staff. Come on, he'll make us laugh. He'll use loads of toilet roll. And maybe even go for a stroll. He'll send info to the man in red and even make a bed. So please, oh please, can we have an elf? Or maybe just an ordinary shelf? Once in a year or two, Elf wrapped Molly and Archie in toilet roll. Oh, the smiles, the laughter, it was such fun! So to finish this off, I hope you say yes, you won't regret it. I'll tell you what, Maya, if I was your teacher, I'd say yes. That's phenomenal persuasive writing. And actually, that is so good, I would like to award you with a book, so come and get it. What else have we got? Sophia, thank you for your maths work. So all of these problems, but look how that's set out, absolutely super. What else have we got? We've got some from year 5. Amaya here, great stuff. Neda, brilliant. All these children who love maths at our school. Look at all this work. Frankie, great job. Amaya, look at that. Look at how that's set out. Great work, everybody. But this week, Maya, you're my choice. Come down, choose your book. That is phenomenal. Okay, we're nearly done, but you know what we've not done, and that is... So if you've had a shout out, great job. If you've been on Green all week, great job. Excuse me, if you've got Head Teachers Awards, stunning. Reading Awards, right? Maths Awards, great job. But this is the top one. We've got more than 400 children in this school now, as you know. Only 4 of them each week can get one of these. All right, Miss Yates, who did you choose? She says, I'd like to give my gold medal to Nebula, please. She is an absolute joy to be around and always tries her best. This week, Nebula has been captain persistent and really knuckled down and provided some brilliant maths work that we're all super proud of. She's always thinking of others and is super helpful and friendly. Congratulations, Nebula, there is one of these for you. Miss Logan up in year 6, she says, can I give my gold medal, please, to Daniel? He has really worked hard the last few weeks and is impressing Mr. Cousins and myself with how much effort and care he's putting into his work. And I know I've heard that, Daniel, as well, quite a lot. And I was talking to your mum the other day when she was picking you up. And I know that all of year 6 are super proud of the stunning work that you're doing. Keep it up, Daniel, okay? And well done. Miss Atherton, she says, Milan, please, for being such a role model in class, always helping the teacher, always trying her best, LIPA values, and using those lovely manners all the time. Milan. Miss Fearon, she says, I have discussed this with year 5 team. And we all agree that Nora should be the winner this week. She's a great example of captain persistent, and you know, 5 captains, that's my favourite one, that. She's got a can-do attitude, shines through in every lesson. She's also just a brilliant role model for every year group, and I totally agree. Nora, great job. Okay, before we go, I've got a job for you. You know how I was talking about using the internet safely, using social media safely? I'd like you to get creative this week, please. You can do it in golden time, you can do it at home, but I'd like some posters. I'd like a display around school all about this. Being safe on the internet, using social media appropriately, and I'd like you to do me a creative poster. Perhaps it has a really good picture with a really good strap line that might say, you know, use it safely, use your LIPA values, exclamation mark. I don't know, picture of a computer, I don't know. You are creative, you're LIPA children. The best 3 win a prize. Bring them on down. Listen, everybody, have a super weekend. Next week it will be December on Wednesday. So the next time we do an assembly, you will have just opened number 3 of your Advent calendar if you've got one. All right, have a lovely weekend, guys.